Hi friends, Wildcard is the new game mode in Apex Legends Season 26, and here's everything you need to know from the modified Kings Canyon map to the new way weapons work in this game mode. By the way, we finally made it to 20,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, so thank you for all of the support, and as an extra special thank you, I'm going to give away 4,350 Apex coins. Just check out the pinned comment for instructions on what to do. Also, if you're planning on buying Apex coins for the new heirloom, yes, I will have my normal video to help you out, but don't forget to use my new creator code if you're buying Apex coins in the meantime. All you've got to do is type in that's THE from the first part of my channel name, using the link in the description or the comments, and log in with your gaming account to buy the coins. Thanks for all the support, and now let's get into talking about Wildcard. So for the Wildcard mode, the first thing you'll want to know is that it's a standalone mode which you can access in the main menu. It's not taking over trios or duos, nor is it taking over ranked. However, it does follow the same BR format that you're used to. And that's because the overall goal of Wildcard is the same as the normal BR mode, in that you have to be the last squad surviving to win. It's also still squads made up of 3 players, but instead of having 60 squads in the game, you've now only got 30 squads. Oh, and by the way, you can have multiple of the same legend in the same squad in this wildcard mode. And yes, that does mean you could have 3 caustics in the same team, and that definitely does go a little bit crazy with all that gas around. You'll also notice the ring starts in when you land on the map, and that's because they slightly reduced the size of the map to account for the fact that there's only 30 players on the team. The devs said the idea of this is that it should be faster paced in Wildcard, there should be less looting and less time spent between fighting. Now the only available map right now is a modified version of Kings Canyon, and it's modified because you'll find this teal colour which has been added to the colour scheme, but you'll also notice new additions to the POIs in the form of ziprails, gravity cannons and other movement technology. There's more than just map updates with Wildcard though. One of the biggest changes is the way looting works. You no longer have a backpack, and instead you've got fixed inventory slots, and these are dedicated to certain things, including ammo stacks, scopes and shield cells. You'll notice when you kill someone, they now drop their ammo on the ground along with Evo Orbs, which I'll explain in just a moment. You do still get the death box which you can loot from, but the fact the ammo drops to the ground just means you pick it up very quickly, and it essentially means you don't need to spend too much time looting. There's also a new inventory slot you will notice, and that holds your self-revive kit. You get one for free as you start the game, and if you've played Apex before and you've seen the gold knockdown shields in the past with self-revive, then these function in a similar kind of way. By the way, if you have used your self-revive kit already, but you then kill someone, if they haven't used their self-revive, you can actually take it from their death box. So in theory you can get multiple self-revives, just something to look out for. I'll also mention this mode does have unlimited respawns until round 5, as long as you've got 1 surviving team member. You will still have to wait for the countdown timer before you respawn, but there are no respawn beacons or anything like that, and you don't need to craft anyone's banner. It's all automated as long as you've got 1 surviving teammate and it's before round 5. Oh yeah, your teammates can reduce the timer for your respawn by getting kills or picking up the Evo Orbs. Now I mentioned Evo Orbs already. These are a new circular item that drop when you kill someone, or you can also get them from other lootable items such as supply bins. When you pick up these Evo Orbs, they're going to level up your weapons, and the level up system for the weapons I'll explain in just a second, but these Evo Orbs will also reduce respawn timers. They'll also kickstart your health regen straight away, and they'll give you a tiny bit of Evo towards your shield and your level. Now given I just mentioned they'll level up your weapons, let's talk about how weapons are in Wildcard. You'll notice weapons come fully kitted, and we have seen that before in some of the LTMs, but with these ones you can now upgrade them. It's a bit like what you do to upgrade your Evo shield, but in this case you're upgrading the level or the rarity of your fully kitted weapons. It means you can't switch out certain attachments for your weapon. The only thing you can switch out are the scopes. Now in terms of leveling up, you can level it up all the way up to gold. You can't take it to mythic, however mythic weapons will still be around through the normal methods in this game mode. You'll also find the loot bins upgrade as you go through the rounds, meaning you can get your hands on gold and mythic loot bins in the later rounds quite readily, plus you'll also find better loot as you go through the rounds in the loot bins. Due to the weapon upgrades stemming from Evo, you don't actually get legend upgrades in Wildcard right now, because the Evo isn't going towards your legend upgrades or Evo armor upgrades. The good news is everyone gets blue Evo armor. Also, don't forget the auto pickup of things like shields and ammo and pretty much anything that's lootable off the ground. You will auto pick it up, and this does give the game a little bit of a vibe like Apex Mobile if you ever played that, where auto pickup was quite a big thing. The other unique and interesting aspect with Wildcard are the Wildcards themselves. These are cards you'll be able to craft in-game, and the idea is that the devs will use these wildcards to switch up the abilities and the way the game mode feels, but also to test out new functionality. And yes, wall running will be one of those wildcards. So I think overall this mode is about faster fighting but still in that battle royale setting, as opposed to mixtape, which is Apex Legends but in a very different setting to the normal battle royale. I do get heavy Apex Mobile vibes from Wildcard, and you probably will get the same if you did play Apex Mobile. However, that might just be because auto pickup's enabled, and it's kind of the first time we've had auto pickup in the PC or console version of Apex Legends. The good news is that overall, in theory with Wildcard, you should spend less time looting and more time fighting. The last thing you'll want to know about Wildcard is it is a permanent game mode, meaning it's not going to disappear after a few weeks, nor at the end of the season. They plan to keep it going, they'll keep updating it and adding new features. One of which to keep a lookout for later this season is the baseball bat heirloom, which will be a usable weapon in this game mode, kind of like the power sword was if you ever played that game mode a few seasons ago. You could do things like really powerful charged attacks with the power sword, and apparently you'll get something very similar when the baseball bat drops. At least that's what the devs have promised. Plus there's going to be a lot more like those wildcards I mentioned, and a whole raft of other things the devs are going to test out in a battle royale setting. And you can expect these things to come across the season. Hopefully this helps you get to grips with the craziness that's going on in Wildcard. Keep a lookout for my other Season 26 videos, check out the giveaway in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.